Hello, my name is Keshwani. That is Keshwani, Keshwani. We are here because we want to learn algebra. Today is our lesson number 110. Lesson number 110, we are learning how to solve word problems. Let's see what we have for today. Here's the problem for today. P is to be divided into two parts. One part is Q. What is the other? That's all. Very simple question, very straightforward question. We have this quantity P. We're not told what it is, obviously, because if we were told what P is equal to, it wouldn't be an algebra problem, it would be an arithmetic problem. We have this quantity P and we are told that it's being divided into two parts. One part is Q. What is the other? I want you to compare this problem that I just put on the blackboard with the problem that we did on day number 3, as a matter of fact. Day number 3. Compare with day number 3. Okay. So, how do we go about doing it? Well, as always, as we have learned in the last 9 days, that the safest route, particularly in the very beginning, especially in the very beginning when you're just starting out learning how to solve word problem, the safest route is to plug in the numbers for variables and see what happens, and then follow the same logic. The logic is not going to change, the pattern is not going to change just because you replace numbers by variables. The same logic will hold. So let's plug in numbers. Let's plug in numbers for P and Q. Let's pretend P is, what do you want P to be? Let's pretend P is 50 and Q is 15. 50 and 15, don't confuse the two. So now the question reads, so that now the question is no longer an algebraic question, it is now a simple arithmetic question. Now the question reads, if P, which we have substituted by 50, if 50 is to be divided into two parts, 50 is to be divided into two parts. That's the first sentence. 50, the quantity 50 is to be divided into two parts. We are told that one part is 15. Well, if one part is 15, the other part bloody well be 35. What's the other part? Well, the other part is 35. Where did the 35 come from? It came from 50 minus 15. Well, the same logic will hold when we're doing the algebra. So here, the answer is 35, or 50 minus 15. That's how we got our 35. What does 50 represent? 50 represents P. What does 15 represent? 15 is Q. So there's your answer. Question was, if P is to be divided into two parts, one part is Q, what is the other? The other part is P minus Q, which stands to reason, because if the quantity P is to be divided into two parts and we are told that one part is Q, well, what is the other part? If one part is Q, then the other part must be whatever is left over from P. Well, we took away the Q, left over is P minus Q right here. Do you understand? Because the part that we started out with, 15, plus the part that we are adding, 35, should give us back what we had originally. Let's see if it does. 15 is our cube. 15 is our cube. 35 is this quantity right here, 50 minus 15. That's our 35, p minus q. P minus q. Does it give us the quantity that we started out with, which is p? Well, let's find out. When we open the parentheses, q plus p minus q. When we open the parentheses, the q's drop out and we end up with the p that we need right here. That's all. Which makes sense, of course, as we said. If p is to be divided into two parts and one part is q, then the other part has to be whatever is left over from p once you take away the q. The part that is left once you take away the q from p is p minus q. That's all. That's the answer, p minus q. I hope you understand the logic. Okay? Some of you might find it very simple, but for those of you who have not taken the algebra before, this is how you build your foundation. You build your foundation so that you're ready to tackle the more complicated algebra problem. This is just basic. This is child's play. You understand? This is very elementary. But as we get closer to 200, the second half of 151 through 200, that's where things are going to get a little prickly. Do you understand? I'll see you tomorrow on day number 111. Okay?